6 a.m. on your Monday. Good morning to you, Kentucky, and I'm Eric King.
And I'm Grace McKenna. We're glad you're joining us here to kick off your work week. And you might be grabbing, for once, a slightly lighter coat here this morning.
No parka necessary right now. We've got meteorologist Matt Breland with us this morning with a look at what we expect. Hey, Matt.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, no parka needed today for sure, but it is still a chilly start to the morning. We've got 26 degrees right now in Louisville, feeling like 22 around Bowman Field, so still a very chilly start to the day. You may need a little bit of a few more layers to start off your morning, but as we go further into the day, better conditions headed our direction. 18 for you guys there in Scottsburg, Indiana, 16 in Brandenburg, 23 Elizabethtown, 21 in Shepherdsville, so still a chilly start to our day, but lots of clear skies around. We're going to continue to stay in this clear and quiet pattern as we continue to go throughout the rest of our morning and afternoon time. A very nice day ahead for us. As a matter of fact, we got temperatures that will be in those lower 20s, sending the kids off to school. On their way back, you can expect more sunshine and temperatures to still be in those lower 40s, which is closer to our average for this time of the year. We've got temperatures reaching above freezing for all of us throughout the afternoon time. We'll be ranging in between the upper 30s and the lower 40s as we go throughout our day. Headed into tonight, we're back chilly though. We're going to see temperatures in those lower 30s, right around the 32-degree mark for us here in downtown. Temperatures outside the city will be ranging into those lower 30s. As we head into the upcoming days, we are going to still see a little bit of a warmer trend. We're expecting temperatures to gradually make their way into the lower 50s as we head further on into this week. But also we're tracking some rain showers that will be around as we go closer into the weekend, looking like we could see about an inch of rainfall with this next upcoming system that we're keeping a close eye on. We'll have all those details coming up here in just a few short minutes. Here's a quick look at traffic this morning. The only thing that we really are keeping our eyes on is there is a bit of a holdup on the entry ramp on I-264 eastbound from I-64 west. That lane is blocked due to a crash. Keep that in mind if that's part of your morning commute.
All right, Matt, thank you. A legal battle unfolding in court today could change the landscape of reproductive rights in Kentucky.
The lawsuit is from the ACLU and challenges the state's abortion bans. Jim Stratman is live outside the courthouse this morning, where both sides will convene in just a matter of hours. Jim, good morning.
Good morning, Eric. Good morning, Grace. Yes, this lawsuit is challenging both of Kentucky's abortion bills. The first one being that trigger law that went into effect the minute that Roe v. Wade was thrown out by the Supreme Court back in 2022. The second is a 6-week ban that was passed later on. Now, the lawsuit, as it stands, is challenging both those laws, saying that both infringe on the plaintiff's constitutional rights to privacy and self-determination. The plaintiff in this case is going by a pseudonym, Mary Poe. That's how she's identified in court documents. The lawsuit says that at the time of the suit, she was 7 weeks pregnant. She couldn't get an abortion in Kentucky, and she later traveled out of state to receive that procedure. Now, Poe and her legal team, which includes representation from the ACLU, are trying to make this a class action lawsuit. Now, that would allow others who are or could become pregnant and would be considering an abortion to be included in this suit. Anti-abortion advocates argue that these laws affirm the state's constitution's stance on abortion.
So our hope is that, of course, that the laws will remain unchanged in terms of surgical abortions here in the state.
Folks who have unviable pregnancies and are just unable to get the care they need because of confusion and because of these really draconian bans, honestly. It's going back in time.
Now, we should just clear up, based on that last soundbite you just heard, that from the court documents, we don't know whether or not Mary Poe's pregnancy was viable or not. Now, that is a detail that we could learn later on this morning when the evidentiary hearing begins. That'll be around 10:45 this morning at the Hall of Justice right behind me. Of course, we'll continue to follow this throughout the day, and we'll have updates for you on air and online. Eric, Grace?
Jim, thank you. 2 new proposed bills would create exceptions to Kentucky's near-total abortion ban, allowing the procedure in cases of rape, incest, or non-viable pregnancies. Senate Bill 35, dubbed Hadley's Law, and House Bill 203 differ slightly in their restrictions, but share the goal of expanding access. The future of both measures remains uncertain in the Republican-controlled legislature. Past attempts at similar legislation have stalled. The General Assembly reconvenes February the 4th.
A man charged with killing a teenager in Shively will face a judge today. 27-year-old DeMontez Daniel Hutchings was arrested yesterday in connection to the Saturday night shooting. Shively police say they found the teenager with a gunshot wound around 6:30 p.m. on Kennedy Road. near Dixie Highway. They were taken to a local hospital where they later died. Daniel Hutchings is charged with murder, tampering with physical evidence, and possession of a handgun by a convicted felon. He's being held at Metro Corrections on a $1 million bond. He's expected back in court at 9.
Police are investigating after a man was found dead inside a car in the Russell neighborhood. Metro Police responded to the shooting just after 2 Sunday morning near the intersection of 18th and Jefferson. Officers found a man with a fatal gunshot wound inside a car. Anybody with information about this shooting is encouraged to call the anonymous tip line at 574-LMPD.
New TARC routes are now in effect in the Metro. Sunday marked the first day for those changes. In total, 11 routes are affected. We've highlighted a few of them for you here. The 22nd Street route now merges with Dixie Highway, and Crumbs Lane merges into Eastern Parkway. The Dixie route now ends in Portland, and riders will have to transfer to get into downtown. Several routes were not cut entirely, but will run less often. TARC says these cuts will save the agency about $4 million a year.
A hazmat situation in southwest Louisville is now under control. The Pleasure Ridge Park Fire Department responded to a low-level hazardous materials incident on Campground Road last night. According to Google Maps, that is where Bakelite Synthetics is located. Investigators are still looking into the cause of the incident, but crews say the situation has been safely contained. They're asking anybody who lives in a half-mile radius of the site to keep themselves and their pets away from natural streams and bodies of water. They said there is no threat to the public or to drinking water.
The body of a missing kayaker was found in Taylorsville Lake. The Taylorsville-Spencer County Fire District says it got a call just before 7 o'clock Saturday night about a kayaker who went out on the lake but did not return. Drone and search teams later found his body in the water. That incident remains under investigation.
The staff at Melwood Arts Center is left cleaning up after the cold temperatures led to flooding this weekend. Take a look at this. The freezing temperatures caused a pipe in the fire protection system to burst. Rushing water left puddles and mud behind, soaking boxes and damaging some items that were there. Louisville Fire says the system froze during the cold snap and then burst when it thawed. It was quickly shut off, keeping the damage minimal.